Okay, hello everyone. I think we're streaming now. Yes, we're streaming. Okay, hello everyone. Glad to see you again. I thought I might drop again to do like a small recap from Monday until today's trade. Um Mostly like for not only for accountability, but also like to uh, see my mistakes. So sharing with you my mistakes so you don't have to do them, and also like my process of thinking. And so basically we can start uh, from Monday. Basically, it was the 10th of March. Uh, so basically, Monday and Tuesdays, I mostly traded uh, through through my phone because I wasn't at the house. So basically, I can show you some screenshots. Fortunately, we have to stay with the screenshots because trading you every day it resets, it just disappears all the entries and the labels. So I'm just taking screenshots instead. Okay, so this is Monday. I took some overnight trades, which is not in my process. I try to avoid overnight because it's very slow, very uncertain, very choppy. Not always, but most of the time, so try to avoid it. And I had some losses here, uh, so I should have stayed within my process in that area. This is also the 10th. We see like a lot of over traded here, very choppy area. I got some losses. That's the only trade that it actually covered all my losses. I had major losses in the beginning, but this made most of it back, and I ended up, I think, with minor losses or almost break even. So basically, let me see. So that was on the, let's say the chart. So that was around 11 o'clock. So we can see the bigger picture. Okay, so this was, let's go back to the 10th. It's 11th. Yes, that must be it, I guess. It's around 11. So this is it. This is about 10:30. It's 10:30, 10:30, 10:30. Okay, just give me a second. We'll find it. It was one of those. Okay, just trying to find the other chart. Okay, so let's go on the. Try to find on the other chart on my high time frames on the 10th. Okay, so that's on the 10th. Okay, so it was basically around just 10:30. Yeah, I see that now. So it was 10:30 on the 10th of March. So it was this one. Okay, so it was basically this one. So I entered here, and it was made on the high time frame. So it was basically this. This was my entry. So that was imbalance down day. Uh, We had a rejection from the weekly, so we had a rejection around here. Market was very weak. Monthly previous DVA VWAP, then that was the weekly previous DVA high, the second week of the September, and then it continued all the way down until basically around 2 o'clock when made some big reversal. Okay, so basically it was like an imbalanced down day, and happened to go on the charts, and I saw that price was retesting the confluence point of the 200 SMA, basically the big players, and the quarterly previous DVA VWAP. That was the 2 quarters before. So I saw this confluence and I said, okay, this is time now to enter. And let's go on the screenshot now. Yeah, so basically I entered around here, just at the top, and I exited. Uh, uh, so I exited around here. Yeah. So basically I captured. Let's see. So I captured around. Let's say I ended around here to here. Let's see here. Basically was 36 points, which is decent trade, to be honest. I have the tendency to take my, so this was my target basically. That's high time frame to high time frame. And as you know, I have part of my process is taking my profits around to 90%, just in case it reverses earlier, because I consider the high time frames mostly as a zone rather than strictly specific price. So yeah, I always take 90%. I took 90% as well here. It was just to the tick, and I made most of my losses back on the day, which, to be honest and to be fair, they shouldn't have been losses because I violated my process. So that was like losses that they should have taken place in the first time. That was Monday. No, that was Monday. So let's go now on Tuesday. So Tuesday. So that was Tuesday the 11th. Okay, let's day Tuesday 11th. That was yesterday. Okay. So basically yesterday, uh, again I was working. I went a little bit earlier the cafe to see, because the due to the difference of time, and now in New York the time had changed, so there is like an hour and a half like gap which I can uh, taking advantage of, and so I could trade in that hour. So I went a little bit early to the cafe and see if I have any opportunities in that hour. I was doing some charting. There was a missed trade, a trade I missed. It wasn't my high pos, but there was one I could take possibly. Okay, so let's see. Let's take screenshot by screenshot. Yeah, I'll show you. So this is at the quarterly. It's just some screenshots from that day. Okay, so basically the price was around 56 and 40s, 45. There was some rejection at the tops, but one of my hypos for the long side was to break up above that area, which never happened, or below the previous day lows, which was around the 55.60s. So there wasn't anything that like that. So basically, I didn't take any trade during the trading session. Uh, but coming into the night, that was like much later. I think around that time I was driving home, something like that, and I see some weakness in the market. I see that price was got rejected, but was like still hovering around. But they couldn't push up. They couldn't push higher. And I just noticed like every counter, every time it was just trying to buy, it's trying to push, it would just reclaim instantly. And I saw all this weakness, and I say, okay, I'm gonna take it. By the way, the entry point is not here we have marked. This is like a bit lower. Where I actually ended was about here, around the 6,000 actually. It was around the 6,000. I think it must be around here possibly. Anyway, yeah, so the weakness, and I said, okay, I'm gonna, I put some heavy size because I saw the potential, and I saw the potential because it was a big move upside, so it was a big area to cover on the downside as well. So that's why I put a little bit more heavy. And yeah, they just continued driving, and then during while driving, I came to see that we almost did around 35 points here. I got out at the almost bottom around here, did some retest, and then I took the retest as well from the 55 and 72 here, about here to the end. So I got another 12 points or so. So basically around 50 points in total, which was I made around 18% in that trade, which was really satisfying, I can say. This is just another, some detailed screenshots. This is why I enter 59, 60s, 59, 559s. Uh, this is where I got out at the 50, 55, 71. I got one out. What was around here? I got some other 55, 67. It's about here. So I didn't get out around here. I just turned around when I was starting to rejecting. And then I got around 55.72, which is basically around here. And I got out at the 55.61, which is around here, possibly somewhere here. So that was a decent trade. And this one I made it while driving, and I know it's not safe, but I'm used to it, so I can. There's no problem for me concentrating on driving. Yeah, that's the whole thing I took. Uh, yeah, that's the whole move. Captured. So yeah, I'm used to it, so there was no problem. Let's see also what time was it, and let's see the whole picture. So it was around 7 in New York. 7 New York was basically around midnight in the UK, and that was yesterday. So let's go to the 12th. Uh, so that's 11th. No, 11. Sorry, that was 11 yesterday. Yeah, and that was in the evening. So 7. Yeah, here we are somewhere. It must have been, yeah. So I'm just trying to find the right screenshot. was basically, yeah, 7, but now the time has changed, so it should be around 6. Let's see. Sorry, we'll find it. So that was, yeah, that was yesterday's, 11th. No, that's today's. That's today's. So it was yesterday. I think it must have been this one. To be honest, no. Uh, so that was in the 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. That, yeah, that's the one. Let me take off the volume. This one. All right, yeah. So that's the one. Late evening in the New York. 6. Let's see. Yeah, so basically was that move here. Just gonna zoom a little bit. Okay. So basically, after the retest, I saw that it couldn't push higher, and it couldn't even reach to test the yearly previous DVA VWAP. And I sensed that weakness, especially when I saw uh, doing like lower lows. So you saw here, and then I sensed that with that weakness, and I say, okay, it's time to enter. So I think I ended around here somewhere. And then I kept driving and just let it come. And then I took my first profits around here or at this level. And then I ended again at the tops and took around here, I guess, somewhere. Of course, then again, it went to the upside. I didn't trade that one because I was happy with my trades. I got 18% in one day. Maybe I could have ended to be. I should have like put at least like a small position and risks. I risk maybe like 1 or 2%, especially after the retest, and risk maybe like 1 or 2% of that 18% to make some more decent. Pro should have to be honest, but it is what it is, I guess. But you know what, we learn from our mistakes and we try not to repeat them. And that brings us to today. Okay, so that's today. Okay, after the big dip yesterday, uh, which I think was a failed breakdown as well. You see it here, the quarterly previous DVA low. So the price dipped, took that failed breakdown, shook those sellers off, and then took off again to the highs. It tested the monthly previous DVA low. Uh, yeah, that's the from September one. Okay. So yeah, after this test, we saw that I was expecting to either push lower or at least price to reach somewhere here. But since I saw that it just stopped halfway, you know, It didn't make the whole move downside. I saw that there was like buyers that was trying to stabilize the market now a little bit. Uh, that's why you see today I took a long position because I saw the buyers that was getting more aggressive. Overnight, the position just held in this area, testing 55.71 a few times. But basically, it was just a sideways action. Pre-market, I saw this one pre-market, but I didn't want to trade again pre-market, so I stayed out of it. Market opens again at the test, as you see. It tested the highs again. It tried to break through during the CPI, but immediately just got rejected. But it was in the same area as the previous times, you see. So we're in a range now. So basically, after the rejection, my hypos were to take the breakout here. If it breaks, if you remember, let's take this one out. It wasn't included in my hypos to take the shot, but I could have taken, to be honest, after the yesterday's retest. But I missed it because I came in the market exactly at the opening, and before I realized what was happening, it just kept going. Yeah. Anyway, same rejection from the same area as yesterday, and we see the price dipping again, like as yesterday, a little bit higher now. Yesterday it did a small breakdown to this level, quarterly previous DVA low. Today it did a small break at the 55.71, which was holding overnight. So basically here was the overnight lows. It broke through the overnight lows. Again, it shook off the all the sellers. It made a failed breakdown, and that was an A plus setup. I entered around here. Let me show you. I think I entered around here because it was just this high. So basically, I entered around here. And if you see, this is the DVA low. So I was entering the VWAP as well. So there was a very nice confluence there. I managed to take all the trade up to the highs, but because I tried the new management system. I tried it a little bit at the replays. I backtested a little bit. It worked okay, but now trading today, in the real market, I realized, but it's not for me. It doesn't suit, my principles. But also, I think there's some things that they don't fit in on ES, because basically what it says is like you enter with a small amount, and then at every pullback you can get heavier, add more position, and so on. But that doesn't count the fact that on ES you should take every trade level to level, because every level it just basically has like a high chances to take different route. So it's very possible to be taken out, or even worse, get stopped out with losses. And for example, like let's say we have all these levels here. Usually, besides this is like a rare example, but usually, like if the market wants to go, if ES wants to go higher, it won't go in a straight line. Usually, it might go here, get some rejection, get stopped out, then go higher, then do some retest, and then decide to go there. So it means that if you add here to the position, then you might get stopped out again. So that's why I say, and that's why I think it's always try to take it level to level. You know what I mean? Like enter, your initial position here, scale out like what Mancini says. I totally agree with him. Because what he says basically take out 70% on the first level, take another 15 on the second level, and then just leave a runner just in case, uh, it keeps going, just get some extra. And then that trailer, that runner, you can uh, follow it. For example, like you can put your stop loss below the previous swing. So if it goes here, you can put your stop right here below the previous swing. As it goes higher, you just keep raising it and capture some profits. And that's for the runner only. Usually it's like level per level. And yeah, that's basically the system I'm gonna follow. Which I'll be using always the system, but today I say, okay, let's give it a go, see how it works. It didn't work out, so at least I know now. Yeah, I lost. I could have done quite a good profits here. I had, I think, a small losses or break even or something like that. And then if we see the intraday action on my other chart, sorry. Yeah, so basically if we see on this chart, so basically, okay, I came up here. I didn't make any profits. I could have made around 10% from this trade. I didn't make any money. Okay, at least I tried the system. It doesn't work. And then I saw some rejection happening at the DVA high, and then I shorted it at 5610, which is around. Yeah, I for some reason I delayed because I saw this level here, and I saw this level here, and I saw this one was holding for, but I should have ended right away here. So I delayed it, and I got entered around 5610, which is basically uh, around around here. I ended around here, and I captured only this small size, and I got 3%. I could have made possibly around, I don't know, 6% maybe or something like that. Yeah, let's see how much. So yeah, I was delayed in entering. Yeah, no excuse there. It was very very big execution mistake. The moment it enters the previous DVA high around here, 100% I should have entered. Okay, and let's see now. Possible. So I was entering here and I was capturing around to the VWAP. Here's the VWAP. It's around 67 ticks. So basically 67 ticks with one micro, which is my usual, and I could have made around, yeah, I could have made around possibly 3% or so. No, 4%, sorry, 4%. And I got away with 3%. Basically, I lost 1% here with my delay entry. But still okay. 3% is average, decent, okay, for an average day. But if I was doing all things again from the start, I would, because we had like basically an A plus setup. I should have entered a bit heavily. The entry was very 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 good, very very well timed. Uh, so basically I should have entered a little bit heavy, maybe with 3 micros. Take 1 micro here at the first level. Take some more. and this one I should have just leave the runner for the rest. uh, yeah, and it would have worked like wonderfully. But anyway, we tried the new system, it didn't work. Now we know, and 3% is okay. Then again, there were a few trades I could have taken, possibly rejection from this level, which is also aligned with the DVA high. Retest again. This was very choppy. That was by the end of the market, by the end of the session. Yeah, there possibly I could have taken this trade. To be honest, I didn't want to risk any possible rejections, and I was okay with the 3%. So I said, okay, I'm sticking with the 3%. I don't want to risk anymore. Because to be honest, this one was a secondary trade, so I made the compromise. It wasn't in my hypos. Uh, Neither this if I had taken. So I made 3% here. I didn't want to compromise anything else, and I was done for the day. My hypo was one of part of my hypo that didn't play out was basically like something with this not here to the highs, or if the market was just coming down again, just to short from here for the previous lows. Neither of this happened. Just my market was held basically sideways, except these extremes, these two, tests of the extremes, and the rest of the day just stayed within the range of the VWAP, and I think it formed a pattern as well. Just let me see. Yeah, I think there was kind of like a wedge or so. Yeah, it formed like a pattern, like a wedge, kinda, very loosely. Yeah, so basically today there was a few good entries. There was from the tops straight away. Was another one, the A plus setup field breakdown, and then someone could have traded the ranges like this one, or like this one, or like this one. So basically, we're one, two very good, trades, big ones, and three smaller ones just playing the ranges, or this one after the retest from the VWAP. Yeah, there were quite a few opportunities today. Make some money. Predictable because it was through the VWAP previous. There were levels as well. But it wasn't my hypos this range day. I wasn't prepared for it. So we'll see tomorrow how it is. How, if it's gonna drop below, it's gonna continue the sideways, just gathering more volume probably to push higher. We'll see how it's gonna go. Anyway, those were my thoughts about these last 3 trading days. I found out what is not working for me. I did some tests. The trading management system I tried today didn't work in the first place, so I know what's not working. I know also like usually my instinct and my observation just paid well on Tuesday from the big trade. And sometimes, to be honest, and from what I've heard from others, even if it's not your hypo, either you should have a third hypo. Just for example, today I could have had a third hypo and say, okay, if we're gonna go sideways, we can fade the extremes. In that case, I would have taken this one or this one. So I took this one. So, and these all small trades, if you take like repeatedly, you don't have to wait for the big trades. If you take repeatedly these ranges, you can make some decent money. And if you're making like full time, you can pay your bills. You know, you use this trade to pay the bills. So uh, yeah, so basically, okay, we found out what is not working. And from now on, you know, I still got my 3%, so it was okay day. I don't can't complain. And yeah, I'm gonna stick to with what is working. And another thing also I learned is never violate the process. Don't trade the, you know, the ETH session. For some people it may work well, but for me it's proven it's not working because basically it's very slow. So it's not that I have the patience. That's basically I can't find any flow. I don't know, you know, it's not giving me any, you know, uh, solid directional bias or something. So that's why I try to avoid it. But as I said, for some people it may work well, make work well. So uh, feel free to try it if you wish. Anyway, that's it I think for today. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.